Good afternoon and welcome to my channel. It's Lorraine again. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're all well and finding time to do things that you love to do best. So I'm back with my Romantique journal that I've started without much of a plan, but excuse me. But today, what I've done is I've rounded the corners on the pages. I didn't like how straight it was looking. So I've rounded the corners on each page all the way through the journal. And I have used distress ink around the edges. Now, for anybody that does this and has sewn the signatures in, to then try and distress around the edges is an absolute pain. Once it's in, and had I had hindsight or planning before, then I would have done something about it. But what I choose to use is this is just from a card that I received, and what I do is I put the card inside. You can see where I've been with the pages. Put the card inside so that I don't put any of the distress ink on the next page. So I just go around and do that all the way through the journal. So just a handy tip for you there. So I've got the pages okay that I want in the journal, and rounded the corners and distressed around the edges. Some of the distressing will be wasted because I will be covering with things, so but it doesn't matter because it's done. I need to apologise for the sun coming through the window. It casts these shadows and makes it difficult recording, but there's nothing much I can do about it, and I should not complain about having sunshine on my desk, should I? So what else I've done today is I have printed off lots and lots of ephemera that I'm going to be putting inside the journal. I have just used so far kits from my porch prints. Is it my porch prints, Grandma's Attic, I think these are from. There might be another one as well, Rose, something Rose, but from two of the kits I just printed off the ephemera bits. So as you can see, we've got lots of envelopes ready to do, journal cards, small little tags, small journal cards, postcards, lots and lots of ephemera ready to start getting ready for this journal. So I'm not going to do those just now. What I'm going to do is, and I've got this out of my stash, I thought that would look lovely on a little page as a flip. A flip. Look, ding, a little flip thing. So I'm going to do that sometime. So we'll use that, I think, as a little flip. Talking of flips, that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be doing this. I've been watching a video from Be Reborn Art and Healing on YouTube, and she's done this flip thing, flippy envelope pocket flip tag thing, and I just thought I'm going to make one or two of those, maybe one for each signature in the Romantique journal. So this is the first. I haven't done a prototype. I haven't practiced it, so you will either see this video or you won't. If it's a complete mess, then you won't see it, but hopefully it'll be okay. So what I've done, I've got this collage paper that I'm going to use. I've got this tag journal card thing that I'm going to use, and then this envelope. I've already cut, not very straight, but I've already cut the flap off because I didn't want the whole of the flap on, and the envelope is just going to go that way, and then that's going to be the tuck spot on here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cover, let me just do this, trying to work out which way. Let's just start doing it, shall we? Let's just do it. So this is going to be a tag. So what I want to do is I want to take off the corners. I've put this paper on quite strong cardstock because it's going to be a flap tag. It's going to be interactive, so it's going to be used quite a lot. So I wanted it to have quite sturdy consistency, so that's what I've done. I've put it on quite strong cardstock, and I want the tag to go that way, so it'll flip that way. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to, where's that card in? I'm going to get that card, put that card in there and glue down there so that I don't get any glue anywhere else on the envelope. So anyway, if you watched my channel before, you know I've had a massive problem trying to find some glue that I can use, that I don't have to order from America or the UK or wherever, and I've really struggled. Anyway, I managed to order some Tombow liquid glue. I'm not happy with it. It's fantastic glue. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. It sticks things down, and once they're stuck, it don't move unless it's fabric. It doesn't like doing fabric for me. So I'm just going to do that, turn that over quickly, make sure that this isn't over the edge of the envelope, which it's not, and there we go. So that's down. So no, I'm not happy with it. The reason I don't like it is because it's so tacky. I get it all over my hands, all over my glass mat. If you get it on anything that you don't want it to do, it's like rubber. It just will not come off. But I guess that's because I'm a messy crafter. Hey ho. So this sheet is going to cover the back of this tag, but also I want this part covering in the envelope. So what I've done is I've opened this, I'll glue it down afterwards, just so that I can get the paper in there to cover, you see, to cover the edge or the inside of the envelope. So what I'm going to do is I am going to glue inside of here. I'm going to do in here, in there, and then the whole of in here, on here, sorry, so that this is all covered. Just do this, and then this can go in there, trying to line it up at the bottom here. Just smoothing that glue, just using a bone folder so that it doesn't leave any ridges on there. And then we'll turn this over and cut. Careful not to cut. Where are you? Careful not to cut. In fact, no, I'm going to glue that down because it's flapping about and I'm bound to cut it. So we'll glue this here. Just the tiniest bead of glue on there. Just so that that's down. And the same at this side. So the same here on that side. So I'll try and use this cloth to wipe excess glue, because if I don't, I get it all over my fingers, and you don't want that because it's terrible to get off. So I don't want it sticking anywhere other than on the edges, because obviously that's a pocket. Okay, so now I should be able to do this without fear of cutting the envelope. Okay. And so we've been to look at another house today, because the house that we live in, we don't own it, we rent it, and the landlady has decided she's going to sell it, which means that at some point we're going to have to move house. It's on for quite a lot of money, is our house on the market, so I'm going to save those bits because I can use them. So it's on for quite a bit of money, and I can't see that she's going to sell it very easily, but you just never know. So it's made me feel unsettled. Anyway, people kept telling us about this house that was to rent, and we never looked at it. For various reasons we didn't look at it. So there we go, there's your flippy bit there, that's your flippy tag bit. I just need to make sure that it's level at the base. There we go. So there's the flippy bit. So yes, we went to have a look at a house today. It's really quirky, weird quirky, but you know, I quite liked it, but it's not finished. The lady's had it built and it hasn't been built very long, and it's still in the process of being done. But I'm going to use that for there. Let me just mark where I want this cutting. Yeah, so we've had a look at this house today. Really quirky, but unfinished, so I don't want to take on a project really if I can avoid it. Of course, if we need to move, so I'm just going to cover this, draw around it so that I know where to cut. But it was really quirky in many ways. It was completely different than I would normally choose, but I quite liked it. So we'll see what comes of it. There's no rush for us to move, and there's no rush for the lady whose house we've looked at today to go, so neither of us are panicking about it, thankfully. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this. I don't want it to be in the way I want it to be here, and I'm going to keep the whole, but I'm not going to cut the paper here because I think that would be just too fiddly and I'd make a mess of it. So I'm going to do it as such. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a thumbnail there, which I haven't brought my hole punch with me. 1 moment please, whilst I get it. So there's my hole punch. So I don't measure, I'm not measuring, I'm just rack of the eye, as they say, and that's about okay for me. So there we go, that's that. And I don't want it to be in the way of the flip flap flop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue all of this side of this envelope. Sorry if I knocked you then. Did I knock you? I did knock you, I'm sorry. So I'm going to glue on here. Well, yes, we'll see what comes of this house thing. We weren't going to have a look at it because we'd heard some comments about this lady who's going to be renting it out being a bit weird. And I didn't want to be moving from one uncertainty to the next. But she was lovely when we went. She was really nice. So and again, I don't want any glue left underneath there. There we go. And then just trim off where the excess is on the back of the envelope. Now, there are some options here now, because I'll show you in a minute what my options are. I can I think I'm going to stitch around here. Yeah, I'm going to stitch around here, and I may stitch around here as well, just to finish it off a little bit. That's got a tiny little bit. Where are my tiny stitches? Yeah. There we go. So the options are, if I just get the journal. So, where are you? There we go. So this is one page. Now I can just glue that down, and you just have the flippy thing here. Maybe put a pocket here, or a pocket here, or both. Or I can put this at that side, this at this side, and just clip it. So, and then decorate, sorry for me, decorate this side so that you've got this flip with a pocket here, this flip with something here, and then the tag with something here. And maybe leave it so that you can put a tag there, and have it as a tuck spot there. But I don't want to do that with this one. What I want to do, I want to put this here and just glue 3 sides so that we've a tuck spot there and the flip here. And also what the tutorial, what she did on the tutorial that I watched, she fastened that down so that it didn't keep going like that, which is sound by me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stitch around the edges of it first, and I shall be back in a moment. Okay, so I'm back. So there's this done. I have decided I'm just going to stick it in 3 sides, as I said earlier. So 3 sides, so that we have a tuck spot here. Da-da-da. So I'm going to do 2 little pockets here before we put it in the page, and in all of this there are, that's not quite long enough, is it? Too long. They're all going the wrong way, these. That may be an option. Maybe. Oh, that's one. No, it's too small. Too small. Oh, I like the hair. I've used the hair in lots of different things and I like the hair. He's gorgeous. So there, they can go. Maybe I should have put them in before I stitched around, but never mind. So I'm just going to distress those around the edges and we can put those in. Maybe I can have a little hole. Yeah. And so what I'll probably do, but not just at this point, is I will put clusters or something on these pockets. So there we go. That's one, and that's a bit long, so I'm going to take off. How much do I need to take off? I don't want it to get in the way of the flop. So I need to take off, again, rack of the eye. I watched a video this morning. I've watched a few videos this morning. I don't know how I've had time really because I had quite a busy day. But it was whilst I was getting all the ephemera sorted. A Rachel and Bella video where she was giving you some inspiration, and I found it really an interesting way of her doing it. It was really good. She was saying that, you know, quite often you're your worst own critic when you're an artist, and not happy with how you think your things are, you know, that you've made. And what she did was she got out some of her very first journals. She said she's never shown them to anybody because she didn't like them. She didn't think they were good enough. And she got them out and she showed on this video this morning. Well, it wasn't from this morning, the video. I can't remember when she'd made it, but it was quite interesting because she was saying, looking at it, it makes you realise either how good they actually are, the ones that you were critical about, or it shows how far you've come in your crafting or in your art that you're doing, because you've moved on, you've learned, and that each time you make something, that you learn something new. I want something there as well. And I thought, what a good way of no, it's no good. I don't want to waste that. You know, so it was a really good way of making you think about your work, your art, about how you've grown whilst you've been doing this. So if you're watching this, and I mean, I don't think I'm an expert by any stretch of the imagination, but I just do what I find that I like to do, that I'm happy doing. And I may not be the best, and I might not have the best ideas. I might not have the original ideas that a lot of people have. But I just enjoy doing what I'm doing. So if you're watching and you're just starting off on this, please don't be hard on yourself. As a very dear friend of mine always says, we're all work in progress. That we learn, hopefully, we learn from our mistakes, from our experiences. And just keep doing it. If you enjoy doing it, it doesn't matter if it's not as good as somebody else's. So long as you've enjoyed making it, then carry on doing it. It's really important that we love doing what we do. So let's get this in. Let's put the first thing in the journal. So as soon as I've got it on that page, I'm not having it on that side because I don't like that. I like it to flippy flop out. So I'm going to do it a little bit in on the page because of the rounded edge. There we go. So I'm just going to glue down 3 sides. There we go. And I don't like, maybe I should decant it into one of the, it's not narrow enough is the nozzle on that bottle for me. Ooh. There we go. See, it's tacky where the glue's been, and I don't like that. So there we go, ready to put little bits in, to put some tags and things in. I am going to do that. I'll show you how I do this. These are Velcro dots. That's that, and that's that. So what I do, first of all, is I put them both together. Did it like this? Do you know, one of these days I'm going to cut my fingers on this. There we go. So put them both together, take them off, come on, off of the back of here. It's difficult because they stick to your fingers. And then put it on that side, rather than putting one on there and then one on there and they're out of sync. Do it both together, and there we go. It doesn't flop up now. I knew I shouldn't have done that. You're supposed to wait until the glue's set, but it won't matter because I'll leave it now. So that's it fastened, so it doesn't keep flopping open until you want it to flop open. So that's the first piece of ephemera gone into. There we go. So I'm happy with that. I hope you are. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Do follow on and come back for more episodes of this Romantique journal. Thank you for watching, and bye.